This is a video posted recently by the JFK Theorist. It's a recording of someone named Doug Mizer talking about the Harper fragment in the Nix film in a conversation with Harry Livingstone. Probably this comes from an archive on the Dealey Plaza UK website, I imagine. Anyway, Mr. Mizer in this recording says that he has seen the Nix film in the 1964 documentary 4 Days, and that he can see the Harper fragment in a frame in that film, in that version of the film, but that frame of the film doesn't appear in any other version of the film that he could find. And therefore the implication, according to Mizer, and I think it's a reasonable conclusion, is that it was covered up in this film because the fragment, the apparent fragment coming from the president's head, implies a shot from the front. I don't know if Harry Livingstone ever did anything with this or not, but I'm going to do something with it. Now, this here is the version of the Nix film as it appears in 4 Days in November in 1964. It's in black and white, of course, and it's pretty good quality for the Nix film. And we've already passed the moment of the fragment here. So I'm going to show that again and stop on the frame in question. And there it is. You can see behind the president's head is what looks like 2 white spots, actually. And I think one fragment was found by Weitzman, I think. And perhaps one of those is one of the fragments, and perhaps the other is the Harper fragment. Now, Harry Mizer said that a frame was missing from the other versions of the film, that there's an extra frame here, and that's why you can see these white spots behind Kennedy's head. That's Doug Mizer, not Gary Mizer. And if we compare that to the Grodin version of the Nix film, we can see that the white spots are not visible, but the frame is not missing. This is the same frame. You can tell that by looking at the relative positions of the people and the objects, particularly the woman in the brown coat there in the foreground, relative to the position of the motorcycle's front wheel. This is certainly the same frame. So the frame is not missing, but those white spots are missing. And if we look at that same frame in the frames as provided by Gail Nix in more recent times, we can see also that the white spots are not visible there. I've never seen them before, so they're probably not visible in any version of the film we have, except in the 4 Days of November version. So the frame has not been removed from subsequent versions of the film, but perhaps the white spots have been. Now, these white spots appear in only one frame, and as nutters will be happy to point out to you, that means there's the possibility that they are film anomalies. You will see from time to time spots appear in film frames on only one frame, and you can conclude, if you like, that those spots were not in the original scene when the film was taken, but are rather in the film because of some kind of imperfection in the film or in the processing, or something that happened to the film after processing. And so this doesn't prove that these white things came out of the president's head, though I think they probably did, because that would provide a good explanation for Jackie's swatting motion here. After that frame is when Jackie looks like she's trying to swat something, or perhaps catch something, coming out of the president's head, and you would expect her to be too late in this motion because she wouldn't be expecting it. It's not like she sees a baseball coming at her and she's trying to catch it. It suddenly flew out of the president's head, so you would expect she would be way too late to catch the fragments. But it looks like that's what she's trying to do here. I have another possible explanation for this too, so I'm not certain that this confirms skull fragments coming out of the president's head, but I think it's a good possibility. So I think it's more likely than not that Doug Mizer was onto something here, even though I don't think it's proven. I think it's more likely than not. I'll leave it at that.